Okay, I've just pressed the button now. Thank you.
And like the other way you could use the My Slide box is like if you want, let's say somebody from Australia wants to send you a slide which is related to an eye case, or somebody from Asia or someplace wants to send you a slide, they could easily upload the slide into the My Slide box and then just either share an entire folder. So they could create like a folder of a single case or a folder of cases, because some cases might have multiple slides, and then put all the slides and then share the entire folder with you by right clicking on the folder. Or if they just want to share one slide, they could just say, I want to share this one. So I'm going to share this slide. They can put in your email addresses, and then they can say whether you can share the slide with somebody else or edit. On the other easier way would be just copy the link and then, okay, go to the more chat. And I'm going to put the link here. So even if you're like not in the office, you see this link in your email, you just click on that link and immediately the slide is going to even open up on your phone basically. And you can just use your two fingers. So this is very easy for somebody to send you a slide, and then you can call back and say, this is what you think, and give them an immediate report. And like even people use this for frozen sections and a lot of stuff to immediately send a slide. And the other way people use it, they will download the QR code, and then the QR code can be put either on posters or they could be put in PowerPoints. And when people scan these QR codes, whether they are in a meeting or whether they are in a conference, the slide is going to open up on their device.
That's a really good thing, isn't it, Diane?
It is, yeah.
We could put that, yeah, QR codes on posters and at conferences, like the mystery slide, you can look at it on your own phone.
Yeah, you just send the QR code and they would scan that QR code and the slide would actually open up. Yeah. And even when you're writing articles, and within the article, if you want people to see the slide, excuse me, you could just put this QR code under the static image, and then anybody who's reading that article, even in the middle of Africa, would be able to open the slide, because phones will work even if the internet is not working well in many places. The mobile phones are working well all over the world actually. So they would be able to see the slide even in places where the internet is not that spectacular. So that allows you to like easily share slides, and then also like make these slides available for people to either view in meetings, conferences, or even for a second opinion. So many universities are using this to provide, like the University of Nagasaki is providing a lot of second opinions to Southeast Asia through using this My Slide box. Now, when you're teaching in that meeting that you're going to do, you could actually use this tool, My Presentations. So in the My Presentations, let's say you want to, you say create presentation. I'm going to go back. So you see this button that says create presentation. You click on the create presentation, then you can give it a name. This, like I'm going to teach eye lesions. This will allow you to put the name of the slide on or off. So you can turn this off. You can then upload a thumbnail of the institution that you're coming from, or if it is a conference, a thumbnail of the conference logo that would go there. And then you just say create. And after you create, you're going to import all the slides that you've already put in the My Slide box actually. So if you have put the slides in the public library now, which are your slides now, you just go into the public library, you click on the I section, and all the slides that you put there are here now. So you could either find a slide by a diagnosis, or you could pick slides. So I'm going to pick these slides here, and they all come here basically. So all the slides are here in the order. You can arrange the order also. Let's say you want to show the molluscum before this, so you can bring the molluscum here. So you can rearrange the slides as you would do in a PowerPoint. Now, once you have put the slides here, like it could be 10 slides, it could be 20 slides, it could be 50 slides. You are then going to just click this share button here. And then either you put in the email of all the people that are going to attend the conference, or you just send this link to all of them. So you copy the link and you again send the link to all of them. So what will happen is they will be able to see all these slides. If you click on this link that is in the chat box, they will be able to preview the slides before they come to the meeting. So what they
Raj, if we do that and they preview the slides, it's already got the diagnosis on it. I've just clicked your link and it's still got the information tab there.
Yeah, when we are using this, we need to like make sure that the slides that are uploaded don't have the diagnosis on them. We can do that. Like that is not a very big issue. We can always do that. We can take the I button out. So if you want me to like take the I button out, we'll do it by tomorrow. This I button will go away basically.
Oh.
In the presentation module. Yeah.
What do you? Oh, in the presentation module. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So then they won't be able to see the diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Want them to see the diagnosis, all you need to do is click that button on that you saw here. So the presentation information, if you click this on, you update, and now you'll be able to see the diagnosis. So they'll see this, and the diagnosis is on the top right corner.
Okay.
So that's also easy to do. And then this is the full screen button. So you click on the full screen, and now this is the slide. And then you're just going to use the right key on the keyboard to move to the next slide, like you would do in a PowerPoint. Mm-hmm. So if you click on the right key, or you could use these buttons here to move to the next slide. So it would move like a PowerPoint slide, and they would be able to see all the slides one after the other. And once they have done that, then now they're going to come to the meeting. So you are going to teach from these same slides. So what you're going to like, you see this button here, copy presentation. So we click on the copy presentation and we say copy, save. Now we have two presentations with the same slides. So we are going to open one of them. We can open the original one, presentation slides, and then we are going to upload a PowerPoint because now you want the other information to come in that you're going to use to teach. So you say, I'm going to upload a PowerPoint. You select a PowerPoint from your desktop. So these slides will come in. Meanwhile, you can also like annotate the slides. So let's say you don't want to like during the presentation, you want to show some very specific features. So when you're building this presentation, when the slides are here, this is the view slide. You click on the view slide button. And then we are going to mark some specific areas that I want to show during the presentation. So I want to show this area. So these are the annotation tools that you can use. So this is an annotation tool. So this is the square annotation. Let's click on this. And then Henderson, Patterson, bodies, save. And if I want to show something else, let's say I want to I can use either a square rectangle or a free keratin now. Slides. I can annotate all these slides beforehand, and then let's go back to the slides. So the PowerPoint is here. So I can select either few slides or all the slides and bring them into the presentation, and then I can drag and drop and put them in the order I would want them to present. So I do that, and then next day when I come in, or when I'm about to present, I'm just going to launch my present. So if I want this one, so this is the one that we build with the presentation. You open this up. If you don't want the people to see the slides, you can update this, and then the slides are here, and then you click on the launch. So now you have your PowerPoint slides integrated with the digital slides. So now you're just going to same way like you were using this. So this is a PowerPoint slide, and then you're going to use the right key on the keyboard like you would use in a PowerPoint. And then if there's a digital slide, the digital slide will come up. So this is a digital slide. Then the right key on the keyboard is then going to move you. So this is the slide that we annotated beforehand. So now if I click on the down key on my keyboard, it'll straight away go to that annotation. So I don't have to find that search, because if I want to specify, I can just click on the down key and it'll straight away go to that annotation. And again, the down key on the keyboard will take me to the next annotation. And if I bring my cursor here, it will show that feature. And then the right key is going to move me to the next slide. So it will, like, this is a PowerPoint slide. So it allows you to very seamlessly integrate PowerPoints and digital slides into one presentation. And that makes it very powerful to teach, because now it's like you're teaching. This is like a combination of a multi-edit scope and a conference room. Because in the conference room, you're presenting, we're using PowerPoints, and on a multi-edit scope, you're teaching using slides. So this is combining the two into one, and then using this on the cloud to present actually. And then once this is done, you can again share this presentation with all the folks. So later on, they can now go back and again review the slides. So initially they just saw the slides blinded. Now they have seen you presenting and learned from you. And now they go back and they again see the presentation. And that makes it very, very powerful, because then the retaining power is much higher, because now they have gone through the entire process of learning basically. So this makes it very, very powerful for teaching. And there are other features here. You can attach documents if you want to attach some sort of a PDF file that talks about eye lesions. If you have a paper that you would want all of them to download, you just attach the document here and they would be able to all download the document. So if I add a document here, I can add any PDF document here, and then anybody can download that document. So anybody who logs in will be able to see that document. Also, like, you can add, let's say you want to, there are other features that you can use during teaching. You can add two slides into one. So let's say we want to show two slides side by side. So I want to show a normal eye on one side, and then in the other image, I would like to show
there's some melanomas and other things which are appropriate whole globe images, maybe on page 3. Whatever.
Yeah, we can bring all of them here. So now,
sure.
Like, you have this slide here that is side by side, two slides. So I can bring this back if I want to show it on the top. Slide is here. So when I launch, so the third slide was the side by side. So now you have the two slides side by side for comparison. So you can open this navigation bar and then you can talk about this normal eye structure. And then immediately, if you want to show something here, you just click here and it would go there. So you can like click between the two slides and immediately show them side by side actually. So that makes it another way to show these slides. And the other way you could also do it is like during the meeting, if you're talking about this normal eye, and then somebody from the audience suddenly asks you like, what would be the changes if this was a melanoma? Like, where would be the change? So you can immediately say, okay, I'm going to show you a melanoma right now. So you click on the compare, you go to the public slide library, and then we go to melanoma, and we go to the eye section. So there is a slide. So we pull that up and we select, and immediately you have the slide side by side now. So you can immediately then show them and you make it full screen and you can show them the differences between the two, because that is very powerful than just talking about it. Because now you're actually showing them the two slides side by side for differentiation. And once that is done, you just keep moving through your presentation like you would normally present basically. So all these tools make it very, very useful for teaching actually. So you can use this for your actual teaching also. That would actually make it where instead of like showing them one slide after the other and then opening up a PowerPoint differently, you could integrate all of it into one basically. Any question, like, do you have anything like that you think that is missing in the My Presentation tool?
No, I think I understood that pretty well.
That's good, actually.
So Raj, we have Diane's uploaded her extensive slide collection, but not everything is in there. So we also use digital slides from other libraries that we've curated from Leeds and DPA, some of the other open online slide libraries, which we can present, we can give as unknowns by URL. How would we integrate digital slides from other libraries?
Like you have to bring the slide into the My Slide box. So unless you can bring the slide into the My Slide box, it would be very difficult to integrate them into these kinds of presentations.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, because like this, they are like, this is all working in by integrating tool into the other. Like if you want to create an assessment, you have to like first, well, let's create an assessment. All you need to do is for the course that you're going to do, you want to first send them like a pre-quiz basically. And then later on after the course, you can send them a post-assessment quiz. Please, I'm going to create an assessment. And it's the same way, you give a title, you add your image, you add the number, and then it will allow you to add questions and the slides. And how does it look to the user? I'll show you how does it look to the user. So once you've created the assessment and you've put in all the information, then it's you're going to share it with the people. So let's say you want to share it with all the attendees. You just copy the link and you send it to all the attendees, and they would immediately be able to see this assessment without even logging into the system. So if you click on this one, there are 10 questions. You just click on any answer and finish those 10 questions and submit. So then you'll get a score. And once you get a score, you'll also be able to review the answers that have been put in by the faculty. So they would be able to review like what is right, what is wrong, and whatever explanation you have put in, they will be able to see those actually.
So Raj, I've just clicked on that link and I can see that we've got the 10 slides and you've taken away the information button.
Yeah, so
yes.
we can take that away easily. It's not a big deal at all.
Okay, that would be quite useful so that we can have a set with the information button and a set without the information, or something we can toggle between information on and information off.
Yeah, I'll make sure the team knows about that and we'll get that going today itself. That can we toggle it on or off basically.
That would be really useful. So you can do that for the slides that Diane's uploaded, but can we toggle the information button on and off for other slides in the public library?
Yeah, it will be the same for everything in the presentation module.
Okay, so we have to use a presentation module to use the information, the toggle button.
Yeah, so you want that to go away from the slide library also?
Yes, because there's other cases in the slide library that aren't ours, but we would like to use the public slide library.
Let's go to the library and if you go on any slide right now.
Yes, say we want to get like a skin, a trichoepithelioma or something like that, or BCC from the eyelid.
So this, we should make it toggle it on or off. That's what you're trying to say. But like on how would you use this slide? Like you're just going to send the URL then?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's how we assemble mystery slides from a variety of slide libraries, by sending the URL.
Okay. Yeah, I will make sure that I'll talk to the team whether we can toggle this on or off basically. We should be able to. In the presentation, it's going to be very easy. In the slide library, I'll just have to find out how we can do that.
Okay,
in the presentation, I know that's going to be very easy.
Okay.
Okay, so that is let's go back to the dashboard. Okay. But I think this will be very useful if you're using your slides that you've already uploaded into the system. It would be a useful tool to like enhance how you are teaching the people that you are like, and many departments are currently using it for like daily or their weekly teaching sessions, even for the tumor boards, because if in a tumor board you are going to integrate radiology, you are going to integrate. So if you have a tumor board, you can integrate all of them into one slide, and then the radiologist can come in and present the radiology from his office The pathology person can present the pathology from his office, and they can still have the discussion. And so, like, if you are really planning to hold a conference, the other way we are building conferences right now is there's another button, the tool here that says conferences, that is currently under build mode, where you could create a conference. So you just say, I want to create a conference, and this is going to be the New Zealand Eye Conference. And you can say about the conference that this is going to talk about eye lesions and the neoplastic plan, inflammatory, and then what are the learning objectives. So you could have 1, 2, 3, whatever learning objectives you have, we can mention there. And then the target audience would be residents and fellows, and you attach a certificate. So for people to download if they finish the conference, when they finish the conference, so it's easy to attach a certificate 12, and then this would say New Zealand. This would be like modifiable. You can easily create a certificate here. You can put the acknowledgement, what they have, and the dates and everything, and the signed by the person who is creating the conference. And once that is done, you just set this conference. So create, and then you are going to create, if you want, you can add the pre-assessment so that people can take a pre-assessment test before they do the conference. And then you can also add a post-assessment. If you want to add the post-assessment, they can do these assessments. For faculty, you can invite the faculty to create the lectures. So you invite faculty. So if I invite you.
Diane, that would be really good for the IAP companion meetings, wouldn't it?
It would be excellent for that.
Yes, because, you know, we share the mystery slides beforehand, we give the delivery, and then all that sort of thing. We should share that with the IAP because they're not very digitally literate.
Yeah.
No, the IAP actually likes this tool a lot. I think they are
in Australasia, Raj, the conveners are not so literate.
So let's close.
I think also we need to promote each lab getting a basic slide scanner. That would be really helpful.
Yes.
So I send you this invite here. So you'll get an invite to be like the faculty on the conference, and then let me send it to Diane also. So like this way you invite the faculty to create lectures. Once the faculty log in, they will see this lecture button here in the conference. They're going to then say, I want to create a lecture. So then they will give the lecture like this. I'm supposed to present lecture 2. And then about my lecture, I'm going to talk about infections in the eye. In time to complete, I'm going to talk about 30 minutes and create the lecture. And then you all you need to do is create the presentation in the My Presentation and then link it here actually. So you link the presentation here. So this is the one that we create. Let's say if this is the presentation that you have created, you just select, and that presentation is then going to come link up here. You can also create a video of the presentation and then put a video here for people that do not want to attend the conference live. So let's say they want to do it later on because some timing issue, because let's say somebody in the US is going to attend your conference. You could either add the video now or later once you have done the live presentation. So after you've done the live presentation, you could add a video here. So if you add a video here, let's add a video.
Is that a single video to add, Raj, or could we add multiple videos?
Like each lecture is going to have one video.
Okay.
So, but you could have multiple lectures, so you could have multiple videos there. Okay, so we close. And then I'm going to add that video here. And if you want, like, if somebody wants to add some sort of a document, that is also possible. Like if you want to add a PDF or something, that's possible. So once you have done that, then you're just going to say, I'm done with this lecture, and you're going to publish. So you publish this lecture, and this lecture is going to come here. So as each of the faculty create the lectures, they will come here automatically. They don't have to send this lecture; it will automatically come here once they publish. It is, and then you can, if you are wanting the attendees to upload posters, like most meetings have posters, you can also create the poster box here and create categories. So let's say this is the I category poster. Just create it, and then you're going to invite people to add the posters to that category. So you want to invite, if you look back to categories, I want to invite you. So I'm just, let's say your abstract has been accepted, and then you can invite that person to.
Hi.
And invite, so they will be then said that you have been invited to upload a poster here, and they will be able to upload a poster there. So then they just go into the category, and then they're going to upload the poster there. So they will upload the poster here. They will put in there, because this is all searchable. So they can upload the poster here, eye lesion, and then they can put in the name. Because later on you would want to know like how many people from this institution submitted posters to the meeting, or how many people from or how many posters did Diane submit. So if somebody comes in and search Diane, then all her posters would come up actually. Or if it is an institution, all the institutions are going to come up, and then they just have to upload the poster here basically. So if I have a poster here and I upload it here, the poster would come up here, and that's it basically. And then they could actually add the information about the poster if they need here and create. So the poster is already here. So like this way you can add all the different parts of the conference here. So you add the assessments, you add the faculty, will add the lectures, and then the poster box. And once everything is done, you publish the conference, and then you're just going to invite people. So you want to invite, you just say I want to invite the attendees. You just copy the invitation link, and then you send it to all the attendees. And then they would just have to enter the email. So once they click on this link, they would just have to enter their email addresses, and they would be then able to attend the conference. And the conference is going to look like this to the attendees. So I'll show you a conference that we created, this one. So this landing page is going to change completely, because we thought this is not the best landing page. So this was just how the functionality, this is just going to show you the functionality. So these, I'll show you how the designing for the landing page currently that we are working on. Downloads. Till this opens up, let's go here. So this is these are like so when people click on the lectures, these are all the lectures within this conference. And if they click on any of these lectures, let's say they click on the Genitourinary Pathology Part 2, if they click on the presentations, make it full screen, and they would be able to start doing like right now, like if I'm in the conference, like I could start teaching off this slide basically. If there was a PowerPoint, I start teaching off this PowerPoint or presenting basically. And like so this would actually be a live one. And if people don't want to attend the live one, they just come back to the conference, and they would then play the video, and the video would then show the same thing that was taught at the conference.
Hi, my name is Sean Williamson. I am a senior staff pathologist in the Henry Ford Health.
And then if anybody wants to ask any questions, the Q&A would allow them to ask any questions also. So like if they want to ask Sean, who is the presenter in this conference, any question, there's a Q&A, and they would add a comment, and he would get an email that so and so person is asking you a question, and they can then respond back to that person. And then there's another button here that will allow the people to provide feedback and also meet with the other faculty and all that. So all that is coming up in this conference module. And the landing page is going to look quite nice actually. Let's find the landing page. Or the easier way would be just go back to the email. So this is how the landing page is going to look actually.
Oh, so
Where
you're
you
really
could,
going to have a virtual conference center. It's like the Amy conference, Diane.
Yeah.
yeah, but this is going to be much more functional. I think the way it is working, like you could create the lectures within the platform. You could create the assessment within the platform, and then you bring everything into the conference, and you can create, also upload the posters here. So hopefully this will provide like a complete, like end-to-end, a real medical conference like that can be done. And especially for pathology, this would be a good way because you are now integrating digital slides and PowerPoint slides, everything into one single seamless presentation. So like,
Hmm.
yeah, which conference very like, is there any conference that we should reference to and see how things are being done?
We are going to attend the Association of Medical Education's Europe meeting in September. They're using a
Okay.
virtual conference platform. So it's not designed for pathology. It's a
Okay.
medical education conference. But the cool thing is you get to choose an avatar and as yourself, and so you can interact with other people, and you can sit. You walk in and you sit next to somebody else in the big auditorium hall, and you can chat with them, or you can chat with them in the lobby area, and then you can
Wow.
raise your hand, of course, or you stand up and ask a question in the auditorium of the presenter.
I've sent you the link in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good actually, because we are trying to build the chatting for functionality also, like between the attendees and everybody, so that
That's
they
right.
can. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that is going to come up actually very soon within the conference module.
Yes, that it's the talking between people is one of the major reasons we attend conferences, is the networking thing. So,
No, so like this is going to actually have so there's going to be a button here that says e-meet, and that e-meet button is going to look like how it will look is, I'll show you how it's going to look. So when you click on the e-meet page, there's going to be the name of the person, their headshot, and then here there's going to be a button that says chat. And if you click on that chat, this person first has to give you the permission to chat with him or her. And if they give you the permission to chat with him and her, then you would be able to do the group, the chatting that you see here. Like you have the chat module in the group chat here.
mm-hmm.
So like it would open up something like this where you would be able to chat with the person. And then later on, if this becomes better, then we'll also add the video chatting basically.
So I've got another question, Raj. So we're thinking of delivering our annual eye pathology course virtually this year. Can I do a screen share? I
Yeah,
just
sure.
want to show you. This is
Let's go back to the page.
am I screen sharing or not?
Yeah, you are, I think. Yep.
My PowerPoint?
Yeah, we can see it right now, the group chat and the driver and the navigator.
Yeah, that's the one. So the method that we get our learners to look at slides, because they are ophthalmology surgical trainees, they're really not familiar at the beginner level with pathology and digital images. And we found this is an efficient way for them to learn quickly. So we put the digital slide up. There's one computer between two, one drives, and the navigator has got the textbook or e-textbook, and they chat between them at trying to diagnose the mystery slide. And then the next case, they swap roles. So driver and navigator swap roles. So it's from pair programming. We found a very efficient way to learn things quickly. How would you suggest that's done in the Path Presenter platform? Because if we do it virtually, driver and navigator are going to be in different cities, looking at the same slide, but talking to each other. Is that possible?
Let's see, like, I'll see what, like, I'll show you what we have. I know it's not the same level as what you're trying to say, but let me show you this, like the group chat where you could, let's go to the page again here. So when you go to the group chat page, we could actually first create a group. So it would be like, let's say you are the driver and I'm the learner. So I'm going to show like eye pathology teaching session. and then create the group, and then I can invite. So, like, what email address are you logged in into the Path Presenter system? Are
Oh,
you
yeah,
logged?
different. I've got a different one. So it's Diane, are you the same? Are you Otago or are you Gmail?
Or on this one, I think I'm Gmail.
Oh,
So
okay.
what is the email? So DIAN. What email address are you using?
Hang on, I'll just have to.
I can tell you mine. It's amanda.charlton,
Let me just
number
try.
one,
@gmail.com.
I think I'm Otago because I'm doing it through my work computer.
So is this the right one?
Yes.
AMAND.
Yes.
Okay.
So I should be registered user in the
So it's
Path Presenter.
CHARLTON, or is the
That's
right
correct.
spelling?
Yes.
One, and then the number 1
Yes. At
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
That's how I'm registered in Path Presenter. I don't know if you need to refresh or whatever.
Oh, you don't have the access to the. Okay, so what I'll need to
Oh.
do is close this. Let me copy this.
Yeah, it's
then
yeah, I've got my email.
Control-C.
It's the Otago one.
Yep. So go to the chat, and then.
So Diane, all our learners will have to register with Path Presenter and create an account, won't they?
Okay, so let me like
Easy enough.
give you the access to the. So we'll close this right now, and then this is the log out, and then log in with the tenant admin, and then go to administration, and then find you there, update. So you don't have access to the group chat. So now you'll have access to the group chat update. So now you have access to the group chat. What is your email address that you're using, Diane?
So it's Diane.Kenwright.
It should find through that there. So you're using this one?
It's the Otago one. Yeah, the one
This
above, the Otago one.
Update. Okay. So group chat update. So now you both will be in the group chat session. So let's log out. Let me copy this. Control-C. Log out. Go to Path Presenter. Go to group chat. iPathology teaching section. And then
Because Diane, the other thing I was thinking is the breakout rooms function.
Yeah.
Although that might be a bit more difficult to coordinate looking at the same slide. I'm not sure. Might have
no,
to
it
give
is
that a
possible.
test
I'm
run.
going to show it to you
Yeah.
right now how to. So let's create Control-V, add user. So now you are there, and then Amanda dot 1@gmail.com. So now you both there. So now when you go into your group chat, you'll see that, like when you go into the Path Presenter login, you'll see this actually. I think you should just log in and just go into this system.
So you want us to log in?
Okay.
Log in and then go to the group chat, because now you'll see the group chat functionality on your login.
Just doing that. It's coming up. My groups.
Yeah, so there's an I group.
Yes.
Click on that I.
Chat now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm going to add slides here. So I'm going to add a slide here. So let's say we add a slide from the I section here. I. And we add this one. Select. So you'll all see the slide now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can see the slide. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's say, yeah. Now I'm going to ask, like, let's say I'm going to ask you a question here. So what do you think about this layer?
Okay.
What do you think about
So,
this? What do you think about this layer? Save. So now you'll see a question that comes
Yep.
up here.
oh yes.
Click on the so click on that question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll then zoom into the
Oh,
slide and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
can
There
point.
we go.
yeah. Oh, that's cool.
That's
And
cool.
then
Yeah,
you
that's
can
cool.
then you answer back. If you answer back, I'll see the answer. Now if you can answer back just anything, I'll see the answer here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
Squamous, yeah.
Yeah, squamous. Yeah.
So the other way you could do this also is, let's say, what do you think about this layer, and then you can click on this 3 dots here, and you can create a poll. Like if you really want them to.
Oh, right. Yeah.
mm,
What do you think? So same thing, you write there, and then you add the option squamous. You can add another option, epithelial. Add another option.
be quite good for
Save
large
this.
groups
Yeah.
when they have to vote for a multi-choice question.
Now, if you click on those 3 dots,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll see an option, like you'll see the what do you think? Like, do you see that question? What do you think right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you click on any of the answers, let's say you pick squamous or epithelial or ABC.
I think one needs to update.
Yeah.
So once you do that, and then if I show the results, it'll tell me like right now you haven't.
Oh,
Have you?
okay. What do I
Yeah, yeah.
think? Okay.
Oh, there we go.
I'll pick an
Right.
answer.
I think it's ABC. Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to pick squamous again.
Okay, so now when I say show results, one has picked squamous and one has picked ABC actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we can discuss the.
Yep.
Cool.
So this might be a little bit like, the only difference is it doesn't share the screen, but it lets you ask questions, and the other person just has to update, and they will be able to see what you're asking them basically.
Yeah.
So this has been built for consensus meetings on the cloud actually, because let's say Amanda is speaking in a meeting in Europe, and Diane has a question that she wants to ask Amanda. So she could actually upload the slide here and then put the question in of the specific area that she wants Amanda to answer. And even if Amanda is sleeping because it's nighttime in Europe, the next day in the morning she gets up, she'll see the question and she can then answer back by just clicking on that. So that was the concept of building this group chat functionality. But you could use it in other ways if you think there is other ways to use this actually.
We could use that for quizzing too, because it's asynchronous,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll come to the main part that we've talked. So you can use these tools in multiple ways and make your teaching actually very, well, people like make them sit and say, wow. So now let's come to the high yield cases. This is the section that we have built for like people to like bread and butter cases that every resident or trainee should know, because they can't go through all the cases. So we asked experts around the world to build these cases. So when you look at the derm path, because I'm a derm path, I build the derm path cases. And this allows residents and trainees to either look at these cases on their own, or many institutions will also like open these cases on the screen. So like all the residents would get together in a room, and then they would click on any of these cases, and they will look at this case, and they will try to decide what the diagnosis is.
So these
without
ones here all have the information button turned off, I can see.
off. Right now, at the first time, they're always off.
Mm.
And then once they've seen the slide, they click on this case info button here. Oh yeah, you talk the eyes always, that is easy to do. So we'll get it off from the presentation tool. So after they have looked at this slide and made up their mind what the diagnosis is, they will click on this case info. It'll give them the diagnosis, it'll give them the microscopic features, but it'll also point out the features like a multi-edit scope teaching. So pigment incontinence will actually zoom and show them the pigment incontinence.
Right.
Perihead cell, so it'll show them the, it makes it very like it's like a multi-edit scope teaching on the cloud. You can add clinical images, as many as you like.
That's a better platform than the e-cases, isn't it?
Is, yeah.
And also you can then, for the differential diagnosis, you can show the slides side by side. So if you click the differential diagnosis for this, the lupus is PMLE, so they click on the PMLE and the two slides are going to open up side by side. And then they can compare, and we can also add features to them. So that is one way of doing things. So, and this is very easy to create, and people love this because it gives them a lot of self-learning tools basically. And they can then just go and move to the next case. They can click the case info button off before, and then first look at the case on their own. Once they've done that, then click and point features out to them basically. So it makes it very useful for, and this is very easy to create. We can easily create this. So one, you could create a eye section for this. And if you are really keen on like putting a book together, I'll show you how to create a book also, like for an e-book for eye pathology. That can also be done. So how do we create this eye yield section? So let's go back to the path present. So like go back to log out.
Yes,
So
it is
we'll log
just
in.
like a book, isn't it? It's like Expert Path.
Yeah, more quite a bit like it. Yep. So once you are going to log in as the admins, you go to the high yield cases. We'll manage high yield section. So we'll create an high yield section for eye. So we create a high yield section for eye, and then we can put a logo here or like an image here for the eye, and then create. Once that is created, then I'm going to invite you guys as the chief editor. So you go manage authors, and then we find, and then assign as the chief editor, and then we'll find so now you are the chief editor. So now when we go and look at the eye section, so we'll make it active. So right now it's inactive. So we go here, edit this section. We're going to make it active, update. So now when people come here, they will actually see the eye section. We'll make it inactive later on. We'll add a picture here. And when they go in, they'll see you and Diane as the chief editor. And when they enter, the cases are going to come here. So how do we add the cases here? So once you log into this section, you see this here, show cases. You click on show cases, and then you're going to create a case. So you create a case. First case is case 1. And then section is the eye section. And then you don't need to add the location. Let's say we add a pilometric coma. Then we can add a slide. So we go to the eye section. And then we add the slide. Select. We make it active. We add. And then you can add the description. So how does it clinically present? You can add like short descriptions. Nodule on eyelid, or whatever we need to add, that will come up here. Microscopic features, basiloid cells, ghost cells.
You know what we'd like to add here, Raj, is this is where we like to link to a YouTube video where we do voice over dynamic slide, because that's how we find our learners prefer to digest the information, like 2 to 3 minute explainer videos. Is there a function where we can add a link to a video? Oh yes, I see a link there in the text box. So we could just put
you can
link to video.
That can also be done.
Yeah, like play video. Because they're sick of reading text, really. I mean, nobody reads anymore. Not our learners.
Yeah, but if you're just giving them like salient features, then it is very easy. Then you can add like gross images if you want to add gross images, clinical images, immunoimages. So let's say we add. I'm just going to add something for the sake of adding.
Oh, that's good. Immunos.
Yeah, CD34. You can then, like, if you want to show another slide of a pilometric coma, you can add it in the related slides. For differential diagnosis, we add.
Oh yeah, I'd say you can put like a squamous carcinoma or something in there to compare and contrast. Cool. Or the keratoa canthoma or something squammy. That'll do the job.
And then you're done. So this is done. So now when we go to the high yield cases, we go to the eye section, enter. So the case is here. Click on that case. So the slide is going to open up. So now we're going to highlight the slide. So let's say we want to show basaloids. So we click on the case info button. So whatever we put, so diagnosis, clinical history, microscopic features. So ghost cells, let's say we want to show the ghost cells, we copy this. And then we zoom into the slide. And then let's say we want to show this as the ghost cell. So you're going to use these annotation tools, either the square or the loop. Let's say we use this. Cancel. And Control V, save. And then we want to show calcification.
That's really good. So it'll just jump to the annotated area.
Annotation, yep.
Ah.
Let's say we see.
That freehand loop tool's good.
Yeah, so now you're done. So now when somebody logs into the system, so even if you log in right now and go to the high yield cases.
Yep.
And then you can go to the eye section. You'll see case, and then you enter and you'll see case 1.
Yeah.
Click
Yeah.
on
There we go.
case
There
1.
it is. Yep.
And then and then you can click on the case info button. And you go to microscopic features, and if you click on the ghost cells, it'll actually zoom into the slide, and then and when you bring your cursor there, it'll show it up here.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. Really,
yeah.
really. Yeah.
Oh, CuraCloud needs to develop that sort of function.
So
then if you look at,
yes, but I'll tell you,
yeah, differential diagnosis, click on that, and then the 2 slides. You can also add features here if you want to add, basically. So you can make this full screen, and it will show the 2 slides side by side. And if you add the features here, that why is this different, people will see that also. So if I say ABC keratoacanthoma is different. So now if you click on the features, you'll be able to see that ABC that I wrote there actually. So it makes it a very, very powerful way to teach. So we're going to take this slide out now because.
Cool. Yeah, I like the compare slides function. It's good.
So I'm going to take this off right now, the case, because the information is not right. So show cases. I'm going to delete this one. Okay. So now it doesn't have anything. And then we'll go to the eye section right now and make it inactive for now.
Yeah.
Edit section and inactive. So update. So now you won't see the section actually. Yeah. But it is there. So once I give you the login, then you're just going to go into the manage high yield, and then you want to say show cases, and then you start creating the cases. That is an easy way to build the high yield section. And if you are very keen on just writing an ebook, then the other way you could do it is you go to go to publications.pathpresenter.net. Publications.pathpresenter.net. And then you can log in. And you for login right now, you can use learningpathology@gmail.com. Learning pathology. So LEAR.
So we need a separate login for this. Not
you need
different.
This is
pathology
@gmail.com. And then the password that you can use is welcome. The word W is capital. And then everything else is lowercase. Welcome @1.
Welcome @1. Okay.
Then this first
Yes.
book that you see, Dermatopathology for SA, this is the
Mhm.
book I created for people to see how this would look. So read book.
Yes.
And then you can actually invite other people as chief editors. So like if you want to invite somebody from another country as a chief editor, you can invite them as a chief editor. If there are some residents or trainees that are helping you out, you can also add those here. And once that is done, then you go to sections. On the top right, you see go to sections. And this you can create the sections for this book. If you don't want to create sections, you don't have to, but you can then create sections. And then if you create here also, you can add the teaching videos for every chapter. So then
Yes. So that's, yes. Okay. So these are chapters. Yes.
yeah, so then you go into any chapter. Let's say you go to chapter number 3. For every chapter also, then you can invite specific authors to write about that chapter. So like chapter 3, Christine Ko from Yale did this chapter. And then once you enter that chapter, you have all the diagnoses there. And then if you click, let's say if you click on the first one, that is psoriasis. And all this is very easy to create actually. Like this is the final product after creating, but you'll see how this looks. So here you can see there's a digital slide and then there are histological features. And they are all like linked to the slide. When you click on them, and then on the top, you have all these tabs. You can click on clinical features. So all these are modifiable. You can add whatever you want basically, and then workup. On the top, there are additional clinical images that will open up multiple clinical images. So image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4. The clinical differential diagnosis will show you slides, clinical images side by side. It could be gross images side by side. And when you click on any of these diagnoses, the image on the right is going to change. So if you click on nummular eczema, this will change to nummular eczema to compare. Similar, it is like with the additional histological images and the histopathological differential diagnosis. And all these are like annotated. If you click on the histological differential diagnosis and you click on, let's say, PRP on the top, and then if you scroll down, you'll see like there's description which you can log in. Like if you click on any of those features, I zoom into the slide and show. And these can become full screen by clicking on this full screen button.
I'm going to have to apologize and leave the meeting, sorry.
Yep. But I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Yeah.
Thank you. That was really, really helpful.
It's good. We'll catch up, Diane, and discuss
Yep.
how we're going to deploy it.
Yeah, okay. Thank
And
you.
I've got the recording.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diane, for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, see you, Diane. Good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of features here. Yeah, from the outline, you can go to any diagnosis in the book, and then from the top, you can actually go to any section in the book and any diagnosis in the book. So it's easy to go to any section. So that is another way of presenting information. So whatever you think you want to do, and this book, the other option in the book is you can also put a subscription fee. If you want people to pay like $9 a year to see all the information, they could actually do that also, or you could keep it free basically.
So this current dermatopathology ebook, is that available on Path Presenter, publication Path Presenter? Is that open to the public at the moment?
Yeah.
Or is that a subscription book?
No, that's a free book. So anybody who can go in, they just create a login.
I see, you just need a new login. Okay. Okay, got it. Because yes, I'd like to share that with our trainees. I think that would be very useful. Yeah, maybe you can get an orange circle over New Zealand, because I'm sure you'll see hits for your book, right? Because all those inflammatory skin things confuse a lot of people. So that's and it's nice to have the whole slide.
Yeah, there's more than 1,000 slide diagnoses in this book, and
no, we won't tell them that, it'll scare them.
3,000 slides in it actually.
Actually, it'll be very good to support dermatopathology fellowship training, like at a higher level, won't it? Because it's so specialized. Definitely. If you've got your thousands, that's a really good resource there, Raj. So I will share that with the appropriate people. And I'll just tell them they need to make a login, right? So, DermPath.
So there's a lot of different things that you could do and like use it for. So let me know how you think about whatever you want to do, or in the New Zealand, Australia area, if there's any other way this can be used, we would be very happy. And if there are some institutions that do not want to put their data on the public platform, like you guys were very generous and put everything on the public platform for everybody to use. But there are many institutions that are they're very afraid of putting anything on the public platform. But they still want to use these tools for their internal conferences, for the teaching. So then they have their own private, so like Sloan has their own private platform.
Yes, I think
So this
Diane and I
yeah,
will continue to go forward, not with the MDMs, but with the educational, with the de-identified slides of collections. We'll just focus on that area, I think, not do everything. Because we're still on optical microscope.
And this is good for your education, like whatever education you're doing, this is a nice way to do it actually.
Yes, it is a nice way to do it. And we are digitally literate. We've just been looking for appropriate platforms to get our stuff together. And the other, I can see your conference module would be quite good, because what we're designing really is a learning management system that we would use that as a learning management system to put our collated learning resources on and then run it synchronously, not asynchronously. So
yeah, and people love it because like I launched this conference module just like 3 weeks ago, and with the way we told people is, if you want to see this, just log in and see this conference that we have put together. So the conference that this high yield pathology review course. So I just copied this invitation link and put it on social media for people to come in and see the conference. And in less than 3 weeks, we got 4,960 people registered. Basically.
Excellent. Yes.
So you how you wouldn't expect that many people to register for pathology conference actually.
No, because our normal our Australasian conference, which I'm also an organizer for, we usually expect about 1,500 attendees, but that's all pathology disciplines, not just anatomical pathology.
So people really like this format. Yeah.
So is it available now? We're going to do our eye teaching in August, and I'm on the committee where we organise the Australasian large conference, which is in February 2021. What's the availability of your platform? Is it available now for us as users to try it out?
Or like you're talking about the conference platform, or you're talking about just the presentation tool?
I guess
like even the conference is ready actually. Like you can always start building it, because the changes that are going to happen is the aesthetics are going to change quite a bit, because we want to make it look very beautiful. But that also will only happen like within a month. It's not going to be like, so by the time you guys are ready to use it in
late August will be our teaching.
Everything should be ready basically.
We could try some of that, and then we would like to be able to recommend some platforms such as Path Presenter to our traditional conference organisers in case, well, A, to host the digital slides, and B, in case there's another outbreak and nobody can travel again. So this is quite possible. At the moment we can, because we have no cases. So, yeah.
No, that's good actually. No, you don't want those cases, because it's like really disrupted life here basically.
Oh, for sure. Yes, you're a hotspot. So yeah, but we're a small island, and we're isolated. But we can't leave.
Yeah, everything is closed. You can't go anywhere actually.
We can't go anywhere. Yeah. Okay, all right, Raj. So Diane and I will get together and we'll create some resources. Maybe we'll start with the high yield cases, because that's an existing platform. Use that as a learning management system. And then we'll get back to you if we've got any specific questions. I think the only functionality we need is the turning on and the off of the eye information toggle button for
in the presentation. Yeah, that I'll get it done today actually. I'll talk to the team and make sure that the eye button, either toggle it on or off, or just take it out basically, because it really is not needed in the presentation module.
Okay, Yes. All right. And then we'll have a play because we want to give them as, like you say, mystery slides, and then they have to submit a diagnosis, and then they come to the conference. So
Yeah, and the way you could do it is once you put all these slides in the presentation module,
yes,
you could actually also put in an Excel document here,
yes,
and they could like case one, if you want them to give a clinical history, and that Excel document they would be able to download and actually put in the diagnosis in the Excel and bring it together. So
sure.
everybody, it makes it very convenient for them to put in the diagnosis.
Yes, yes, collated answers, or
Yep,
we
yeah.
could use your assessment module, which you've already built, haven't you?
Yep, yeah, that could
So,
also be done. Yep, yeah.
yeah. Okay, we will have to have a play. Great, that is very good. I think I better let you go now, and thank you very much for letting us record that session, because there's quite a lot of information we'll have to actually do to get a neural pathway so that we can click through as quickly to create resources that as you do.
No, once you get used to it, you're never going to go back to anything else, because this functions so well that I've seen people, once they start using it, they really love it basically. And like, it is very powerful when you start using this and people see all this. Till you talk to them, they don't get the power of it. But once they see it, then they realize this is very, very powerful basically.
Yes, I completely agree with you. You can't explain it. People have to show and tell and experience it themselves. It is very powerful. So thank you so much for reaching out to us and inviting us in to help grow this resource. And we want to do this in a public way, so rather than just for a selected few.
Yep, that'll be good.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Raj.
Have a nice day. And
yes, well, it's the end of your day and the beginning of mine, so I've got to report some cases now.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks very much,
Bye.
Raj.
Bye.
Bye now.